in the New York minute.
Woo! That was better. That was better. Okay, we don't have time for this. That's it.
Woo!
Welcome to another episode of the House of Ways and Means.
Ignore her. Ways is still on a lot of meds. I think she might have slipped some crack in there too.
What?
So today we're still talking about biases. Today we're going to talk about the endowment bias. You might have heard it called endowment effect. We have a person who would sell something for a certain price, and then they like to talk about the experience they had with it, and it builds up value for them because they're reminded of these positive things that happened while they owned it, or maybe maintenance they may have put into it. But then if you were to turn it around and be like, you wouldn't buy this for this price, they wouldn't, because you know they're not stupid when they're kind of brought to that point where it's like a moment of clarity. Like, well, yeah, I wouldn't buy it for that. Anyway, just take a look at this example.
Yard sale, come and get your electronics. I got phones, I got little heaters, I got a laptop. What can I interest you in?
I don't need a heater, phone. I'm in the market for a laptop though.
Oh, well look at this. This is a nice laptop. It's blue, it's compact, it's bright, very light. Why don't you take a look?
Yeah. Nice and shiny.
It's only $1,000.
Wait, I can barely open it. What's wrong with this?
Oh, it's just a little hiccup. It's, you know, it's a little off the track on this side, but
the frame is all damaged, bro.
It works fine. It works fine. $1,000?
$1,000? This isn't even worth $1,000 new. Why is it so expensive?
Well, you know, it was my first laptop I used in my business. I had a lot of good deals out of that. It was pretty good. See, snaps right back into place. You can slide it, you know, into the case. I can give you the case for free, so it all works. $1,000 cash.
I can give you 50 at the most.
50? It's worth way more than that.
It's broken. How much would you pay for it? Exactly. $50. That's all I got. $50. You got a deal?
No, that's too low. I can't.
$1,000. $1,000, please.
You sure? All right. So now that you watched the video, you've got an idea of how the endowment effect is demonstrated, or the endowment bias. So do you have any other examples, maybe some people out there who may have some real life experiences, some other situations that might be a good example of that bias?
We were house shopping recently and we actually bought a house. Now, I can see, I think it's kind of easy to see when you're searching for a house that there are some people who are selling houses who have this endowment bias or this endowment effect present within them. Because what happens is, you know, people will price their house at a certain point, a seller. The thing is, the market is what dictates the prices. It's not how you feel about the property. It's not, you know, what you feel like you put in, how much work you put in, how much you changed it and upgraded it.
Or your experiences there.
Your
it's about
experiences, raising your kids, sitting by the fireplace, singing Christmas carols in the neighborhood. All that stuff doesn't go into the value. I mean, the value is what the value is. And so you see people who they price their homes a little too high, and then they miss the rush because, you know, there's certain times when it's really time to buy a house. Say early spring, there's buying season. So people they miss the first wave, then you'll see they'll drop the price some, miss a second wave, and they're like working their way down, and they're fighting it, and then eventually they come to terms with what the value of the house is as dictated by the market, but by then they've missed all the sellers, and they may have to go to
all
a whole new season, all the buyers, and they may have to go to a whole different season to sell it again. So but the thing is, along the way, you can see the history. Price was here, dropped here, dropped here, dropped here. Person takes the house off the market, brings it back on the market here, and it's like, well, this person's losing big time. So I think a way to solve that, though, I mean, you really have to ignore that voice in your head that says, well, this is worth this. I mean, you pay attention, there's realtors out there, pay attention to them, they're professionals, they know how the market works. You know, pay attention to all the different factors that are present in the market at a current time, what part of the economic cycle are we in. All that stuff matters, but you know, you really want to take some of the emotion out of it, because I think emotion is really what causes the problem there. You get caught up in your emotions, your feelings, the ideas that you had about the things that you put into
so you want to use your logic mind versus your ego.
You gotta use your logic mind. I mean, it is what it is. Listen to the professionals. Don't try to be a know-it-all your whole life.
I don't feel like there's much more that we need to add on this, Vice. Is there anything else you wanted to say before we bring this video to a close?
Oh no, I mean, it's a quick hitter again. You guys got any specific examples you wanna see profiled, then hit us up in the comments. Otherwise, subscribe, like the video. We'll see y'all later.
Bye!